Greetings, my brothers and sisters, comrades all. It is a delight to join our President General, Sister Linda Brooks, our General Secretary, the Honorable Tony Moore, the members of the Executive Council, and all members of the Barbados Workers Union, and indeed all those engaged in the labor movement in Barbados on this marvelous May Day, and to pronounce that the time is indeed now for you to enjoy this Labor Day. This is not a day for you to be laboring, but to enjoy a day off. And so as I greet you, I invite you, my dear friends, to join with me in invoking the presence of Almighty God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our help is in the name of the Lord, who is the maker of heaven and earth. Except the Lord builds the house, their labor is but lost that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waiteth but in vain. O gracious God, you have provided for us times of refreshment and leisure. May we on this Labor Day give you thanks for all that we have received, those good things from your hands that we have received in our nation and in this region. Bless us, O gracious God, that as we enjoy this time away from our work, we may be refreshed in body, mind, and spirit, and be renewed to continue our labor for ourselves, our fellow citizens, and those within our region, so that we may work not for self alone, but for the common good. These things we ask in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And so, my comrades, I urge you, please, to continue to be safe and to contribute to the safety of our nation, hand sanitizing, keeping our physical distance, and, my brothers and sisters, ensuring that when outdoor, we will wear the appropriate mask. Let us be safe for each other and continue to build up the wonderful fellowship we have in our nation. And as you have opportunity, reach out to our comrades in St. Vincent. For as the rains begin, we anticipate there will be a deterioration in some of their conditions. Let us give them assistance, for we are our brothers and sisters in this Caribbean region. God bless you, and continue to enjoy this May Day with all of God's blessings and with the togetherness we know in our nation. Blessings.
evening, Barbados, and happy May Day for this year, 2021. We've had a rough year last year and a little shaky start this one, but nonetheless, we will overcome. My name is Shakita Williams, and I will be your MC for this evening's proceedings. I would like to thank our dear chaplain, the Venerable Eric E. Lynch, Archdeacon of Barbados. I also express profound gratitude to the Israel Level Foundation with solidarity forever. We will now have a tribute to Lord High Admiral Vernon Watson in the form of a landship by Dance in Africa.
Play.
Labor has been impacted. The economies of this world has been decimated. We have to rise up. Now is the time for labor to rise. Labor unions have not weakened the labor force, but on the contrary, it has enlarged many in our population. We need to come together. We need to stand up. Barbados is one of those economies of the world where people are our strength. We have to look out for one another. We have to support one another. This is the time for the strength of the people to be shown forth in our nation. We got to stand up. We got to stand out. We got to help the man next to us, the person next door, the person down the street, the person at the corner. Lift each other. Lift the brother that is closest to you and the one that even may be further from you. God has our backs. He is still in control. So you know what? We will come through this victorious. Standing together, we are stronger. Apart, we are weaker.
Comrades, these are especially challenging times for Barbados and the labor movement in general. I implore you not to despair in our challenges, but unite in a common purpose for growth and labor. The time is now.
I have been an avid member of the Barbados Workers Union since joining the bank in 2004. I also served as secretary to both the BWU Youth Arm and the Education Committee. In keeping with this year's theme, the time is now to unite as one and fight for labor in Barbados. God bless and have a great May Day.
Beep, 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 beep.
7:58 already? At least I have 2 minutes to brush my teeth, wash my face, feed my dog, and turn on my laptop. Good morning, ma'am. Just another day in a COVID classroom. At first, I loved it. Extra vacation, time to be at home and just relax, time to lounge and do chemistry. And maybe put on a little fat. Breakfast was right at my laptop. Lunchtime, I back in my bed. No long canteen lines and a foolish physical aid. But then, it got crazy. And reality hit me hard. Because it's my 3 sisters and everyone's a laptop and tablet on. I was losing my mind. And my ideas of how much fun COVID classroom was going to be were gone. I never knew we had not one comfortable chair in my house. My butt ached for days. I never knew this 14-year-old back could hurt so bad. I miss the sun on my skin. I miss smelling the grass after the rain. I miss coming last in the races at sports. And most of all, I miss my friends. When would I get to wear my new sneakers? Whatever become of that cute boy? Where would I get to go so I could lay my edges? Why did COVID have to come to Barbados? At this rate, my school uniforms ain't gonna fit. I'll either be too tall, too thin, too fat, or going to university. Yes, I get that I'm safe at home, but I've never been happier to be looking at someone through a screen when they have a sneak sync fit. I don't ever hold my breath or bother to say bless you. I just thank God I didn't near it. Why do I miss my pens and pencils? Who would have thought that a book would go out of style? Everything on the internet and World Wide Web, laptops, tablets, and cell phones have replaced them by a mile. The new normal getting old though. I tired of this mask all the time thing, cause I was a lip gloss queen. Tired of sharing my spaces at home with my sisters. They never keep it clean. Google Classroom, Zoom, and video call are the order of every day. Even for full assembly, don't forget where principal got the link open early, making sure you're there. Now, COVID Classroom might save enough lives. So don't mind me. Best way is manage is to stay positive. Reach out to family and friends. Send a virtual hug and be smart. COVID gonna end. Just play a part.
Happy May Day to workers all across Barbados and to those who, through varying virtual means, are joining us today. The past year may easily be regarded as the most difficult that many of us have experienced. Our fears about getting sick, our fears about our job security, the current economic situation, the post-pandemic outlook, and more recently, the volcanic ash situation, have all been at the source of much of the pessimism felt by many of us about our lives and about our future. The theme chosen by the Barbados Workers Union for this year's May Day observance, "The Time Is Now," recognizes that the union is approaching its 80th milestone at a time when the mood among many workers is somber at best. The fact that the times are definitely not easy for government, for employers, or for trade unions is testimony of the fact that now more than ever, all of us need to recognize the need to channel our best efforts toward growth, towards recovery, and towards development. Blind partisanship, selfishness, and noise-making will not do it. It creates disharmony, but does nothing to bring dignity to the worker, to improve his or her well-being, or give true meaning to our democracy, which has been fought and won. The time is now for us to take stock of where we need to be and to challenge ourselves that we can overcome all that life is seemingly throwing at us, but that to do so, we must seize the opportunities presented to us to ensure that the future gets better and not worse. When May Day comes around each year, it is a useful reminder of the persistence and the mindsets required of us as we continue the struggle for social improvement with the same grit and determination that brought us through some of the darkest periods of our history. We can and we will overcome. Barbados, the time is now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that we've all heard the saying, life is indeed a bittersweet symphony. And here we have reminding us of that, Kweku Jelani with Well Done, followed by G Syndicate, A Change Is Gonna Come. I promise you a journey, Barbados, and we are going on that journey. And we will have the first mile of that journey with the General Secretary, Tony Moore, on education.
Life is a stage we live on, fully engaged since we're born, playing a role that we've been given by the Creator who watches on. Sometimes it seems life is hard, all you receive only bad. But don't be afraid, don't give up the struggle, hold your head high and you will get by, and you will be playing your roles well. Oh no, you will be avoiding hell. And at the end of your days, at your setting sun, the Creator will say to you, well done, well done, well done, well done, well done. at your setting sun. The Creator will say to you, well done, 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 no, no, well done, well done, 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 well done.
Now is the time to come together over shared values, cooperate, strengthen our social partnership, and address the challenges of our day.
Being a union member has made me a better person, and with the skills and knowledge that I've gained, I'm able to share with my other comrades. I want to wish all of Barbados and my comrades a happy Labor Day. Thank you.
Greetings to you on this wonderful occasion. I see it not only as a time to celebrate the strides we have made over the years to support and develop the labor movement, but also as a time to reflect, regroup, and refocus as partners. Let us utilize adversity and embrace the changes that the labor movement faces in our current environment. We are managing the effects of a pandemic, a drought, a natural disaster, along with changes in our economic and financial outlook as a business and as an economy. I implore you not to be like the sluggard, but be like the ant who remained tireless to achieve what he wanted. In the face of struggle, setbacks, and adversity, we shall remain resilient, purposeful, and unified.
I was born by the river in a little tent, and just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's out there beyond the sky. It's been a long, 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 long time coming, but I know change gon' come. I know a change gonna come. Said I'll go to the movie and I'll go downtown. Someone keep telling me, boy, don't stick around. It's been a long, 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 long time coming, but I know that change gonna come. Change is gonna come. So I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But it winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, there were times that I thought I couldn't last. I couldn't last too long. Now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know, yes I know, oh I know a change is gonna come. Yeah, 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 it's been a long, long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it will.
The Barbados Workers Union remains committed to promoting human resource development at all levels so that existing and future workers are suitably equipped with all of the appropriate skills to take advantage of the opportunities created by the changing demands on the labor environment. It is for this reason that the Frank Walcott Labour College is proud to be going live today with the launch of its educational platform, Moodle. COVID-19 has not only thrust our children into virtual school, but it has also impacted adults by driving many into remote work and into virtual modes of training. The Frank Walcott Labour College, like other institutions, has had therefore to change and adapt to a virtual reality. Whilst we eagerly look forward to the time when again we might be able to participate in more face-to-face interaction and camaraderie, we had to recognize that the time was right to address a number of challenges being experienced so that the union through its Labour College could pursue its mission of being a center of excellence for worker training and development in Barbados, yes, but more widely, the region. Over the years, the challenges facing the Labour College have been tremendous as many employers have gradually departed from general commitment to support workers with paid leave to participate in training. As we continue to tailor our programs to meet the demands of a changing work environment, we are pleased to be in a position to offer blended learning and a fresh suite of courses that have caught the attention of many more than just BWU members. The education of our workers has been essential to the Barbados Workers Union. So the revamping and repackaging of our offerings remains our priority. It is therefore with pleasure that we not only announce the rollout of a refreshed website on our Moodle platform to facilitate training, but also the forging of key strategic partnerships with the National Transformation Initiative and the International Training Center of the International Labour Organization so that we can widen the base of training and development opportunities for our membership. As a part of this May Day celebration today, we are therefore delighted that we can share this space with the National Transformation Initiative as the director introduces the suite of courses that will benefit not only BWU members, but citizens generally.
COVID-19 crippled and created. It crippled global economies and stole jobs, but it also created opportunities. The Commonwealth of Learning opened online learning opportunities to Commonwealth countries like Barbados through the Coursera for Workplace Recovery, or C4WR program. Almost 8,000 Barbadians registered. That program paved the way for the National Transformation Initiative to forge a new relationship directly with Coursera. The difference in this relationship versus C4WR is that the NTI will be able to work directly with Coursera to shape this partnership to meet Barbados's needs. Let me take you on our journey. My first project meeting was February 9th. Then came a flurry of emails and Zooms and Slacks. So began long days and longer nights as teams met across multiple borders and time zones in this pre-launch period, identifying targeted areas to upskill, reskill, and deep skill our talent in order to curate and build curricula by finding the best content to address Barbados's needs. This laid the foundation for the supporting program rollout and technical integration of our learning management system with Coursera's platform to achieve launch, separated by distance, but all determined to meet our milestones. On February 28th, with the support of our legal team and the NTI Oversight Committee, our finance team got approval. Contract signed, there started the task of combing through hundreds of courses to include in the initial launch curricula. By early March, the Barbados content team had already started scoring far and wide for gold star, future-looking, cutting-edge content in human, digital, and technical skills. Catching up was not an option. Leapfrogging was what we needed, not just to jump right ahead to the future in technology, but in all other areas in which we are lagging as a country. We met our March 25th content alignment deadlines. The content team would thereafter confirm the courses selected, identify alternatives, and streamline learning tasks. Phase 1 spans courses providing skills for global success. These skills underpin courses in our Tourism Academy and the blue, green, and orange economies and provide the true competitiveness that we cannot achieve without them. So forget the word soft. These are real skills, the game changers. Therefore, all our learning tracks include courses to equip all Barbadians with critical human and digital skills. It is not enough to be technically competent in your specialty. None of that expertise will matter in the globally competitive environment if the skills for global success are absent. In our team, we called this global fitness, a unique framework. It is designed to ensure that along with leveling up in specialty areas, we as Barbadians can also be effective as critical thinkers, able to spot opportunities for change, effective in interacting with others, staying relevant by retooling and developing strategies to learn new skills, and building digital skills and literacy to be flexible and have options and choices in your personal and professional life. So to get us started, NTI has worked hard with Coursera to offer a wide curriculum developed for the Tourism Academy, as well as specific courses identified for the blue, green, and creative economies. This is just the beginning. Today, we give you a preview till we complete a selection of courses in other sectors that we shall roll out in phases to ensure everything is done in consultation with stakeholders. All the work of the content team would mean nothing without the integration team of developers. On April 1st, all learners from the former C4WR program were transferred into an exclusive pre-launch Starbajan platform once their year-long program under the Ministry of Labor and Social Partnership ended on March 31st. There, Coursera provided a bonus month for those learners to complete any unfinished C4WR work. On April 15th, we achieved our phase 1 platform target for the technical integration of a single sign-on. We planned for and created a seamless login experience for our users. Log on to NTI to access Coursera. It marked the soft launch of the platform when we offered 20,000 scholarships for key populations called Coursera Social Impact Scholarships. Originally envisioned by Google and Coursera for women only, the NTI expanded it to include both males and females in vulnerable populations so they have a head start before the release to the public. We continue to reach out to many more to ensure all in need benefit. Most importantly, you do not need any prior experience in tech to access these scholarships, but with hard work and commitment over 6 months, once you take these scholarships, you can learn new entry-level skills and competencies. To make all this a reality, we salute our local technical team, Deepak Thani and the Fabian branch of TAP Media, and the Coursera team led by Doug Kim of Coursera, who together were an ACE integration team. Together, they refined the approach to user management for NTI's Coursera portal with connections to Coursera, allowing NTI and Coursera platforms to talk to each other. Our aim was to ensure learners could have a superior experience while also enjoying our courses. During the past 2 weeks, our integration teams continued to troubleshoot, tweak, and fix the platform, all to ensure we were ready for today. Like the platform, our integration team was also tested from end to end. They had little and sometimes no sleep, but persistence, heart-pounding moments, backstopping, support building, and launch planning were the norm, with celebrations where possible along the way. At every stage of the process, though, there has been impeccable service and professionalism combined with an easiness and mutual respect, which have simply made the long days and nights a pleasure. It's the same ethos with which the NTI has worked for the past year to elevate our learner and stakeholder experiences, and which you should expect us to continue to deliver as we embark on the NTI Coursera journey. Today, we roll out to Barbadians all courses in the Tourism Academy, Skills for Global Success, alongside foundation and elite curations for the blue, green, and orange or creative economies. We worked with Coursera to offer a buffet that also includes preliminary courses in such selected tracks as job readiness and business ownership. In phase 2, we reach out to new and existing stakeholders so we can add learning tracks for other sectors. Today, as we welcome our 7,779 C4WR learners into the curated NTI Coursera program, we also welcome each of you on this May Day 2021.
Hi, I'm Jeff Madgen-Calda, CEO of Coursera. The Honorable Mia Amor-Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados. Honorable Colin Jordan, Minister of Labor and Social Partnership Relations. Honorable Tony Moore, MP, General Secretary of the Barbados Workers' Union. Leaders of the National Transformation Initiative, and all dignitaries and citizens present, I am deeply honored to join you on this momentous occasion. Labor Day represents a moment. It represents a movement. It's an important reminder for everyone to recognize and celebrate the tireless efforts and the achievements of workers. It is a moment of pride for Barbados, and today we honor workers, workforce leaders, and the many men and women who fought for labor rights to make this celebration possible. Thank you for your service. Your courage and commitment have made Barbados the vibrant community that it is today. But this Labor Day is unlike others from years past. In 2020, the pandemic brought our world to a halt. It changed the way we learn and work overnight, and we are still building our way back to recovery. The pandemic will have a lasting impact on our jobs, our communities, and our economies. It is an urgent call to action to prepare for our digital future. With the economic slowdown, unemployment hit tourism and service sectors that, like many island nations, Barbados depends on. It disproportionately impacted Barbadian women, who represent roughly 62% of employment in the accommodation and food services industry. The downturn came at a time when the region was already battling the impact of natural disasters and climate change, placing more strain on the local economy. As Barbados builds a road to recovery, education and training will play an important role. It is critical that Barbadians have access to the resources and skills training that they need to address local challenges and re-enter the workforce in high-growth fields such as tourism and blue and green economies. We launched the Coursera Workforce Recovery Initiative in April of 2020 to help governments worldwide mitigate the impact of the unemployment crisis by providing immediate support to displaced workers. This initiative offered free access to more than 3,800 courses from 150 top universities and 50 industry leaders globally, including Yale University, the University of Michigan, Google, and IBM. Through the Commonwealth of Learning Coursera Workforce Recovery Initiative last year, more than 5,600 Barbadians learned new skills, enrolling in over 19,000 courses and completing 38,000 lessons. The success and impact of this initial program have now paved the way for a long-term partnership with the National Transformation Initiative of Barbados. Today is an exciting day, as it marks the beginning of our joint commitment to help Barbadians learn job-relevant skills for years to come. As part of this initiative, Coursera and our industry partner Google are excited to provide 20,000 scholarships to Barbadian women across the country. With scholarships, Barbadian women can unlock economic opportunity through Google entry-level certificates on Coursera at no cost. These certificates quickly equip workers with no college degree or technology experience with skills to enter high-demand careers like IT support and project management. This is just one way that NTI is helping ensure a level playing field for all. We are thrilled to help Barbadian women take advantage of new education and job opportunities through this scholarship program. The start of the global rollout of COVID-19 vaccines offers hope and promise that a new chapter is on our horizon. As we rebuild, we must ensure that it is an inclusive recovery. But achieving that at scale will not be easy. It will take institutional collaboration and community participation. And today's event is a testament to that vision. Coursera is honored to join leading institutions across Barbados, coming together to support tens of thousands of Barbadians in their journey to learn new skills and unlock their full potential. I'd like to take a moment to thank the academic and vocational institutions that will be instrumental in increasing access to high-quality education and providing learners with the support that they need to succeed. The Barbados Community College, Samuel Jackman Prescott Institute of Technology, Barbados Institute of Management and Productivity, Barbados Accreditation Council, Barbados Technical and Vocational Education and Training Council, and the Barbados Vocational Training Board. To all of you, thank you. I would also like to thank the business and workforce leaders here today. Your vision will be critical to connecting newly skilled workers to local job opportunities. Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Barbados Small Business Association, Barbados Workers Union, and the National Union of Public Workers. I thank you as well. And before I end, I'd also like to thank National Transformation Initiative Director, Dr. Allison Leacock, and Program and Communication Delivery Coordinator, Marcel Greenidge. Your vision and leadership have made all of this possible. Congratulations to everyone present here. This is one of the most inspiring examples of what an inclusive recovery looks like, and it will act as a model for others to follow all around the region and all around the globe. We at Coursera are so honored to be part of your journey. Together, we are providing greater access to world-class learning and a more equal opportunity for all. Together, we are moving humanity forward. Thank you and stay safe.
Greetings everybody, enough manners. Live from the farm, my name is Lil Chick and I got a game changer for winner. I got the scoop fresh from the coop. We all know these days it can be a little difficult to sit down in a classroom and learn. So NTI and Coursera, with the help of the government, bringing the classes directly to you. Listen good. Whatever smart device you got, you can access all kind of courses. This is the perfect time to learn a new skill or even get better at the one you already got. Go online, log on to the website and register now for free. You hear me right, for free. No money, no risk involved. This is the time to reach for the stars. Think digital, think global, think big.
The NTI and Coursera partnership has developed a laboratory for you to build your global success skills and future skills to the stars. Don't lie, people. Head to the lab at nti.org.bb. Barbados to the world.
Honorable Mia Amor Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados, I begin by thanking you for your vision to establish the National Transformation Initiative. Our presence this afternoon on this day at this event reinforces the strength of partnership. In this instance, NTI's partnership with Labour, our very first training partners in blended learning after the lockdown in 2020, between the months of July and September, was with the BWU. So today, my special thanks to the Honorable Tony Moore, General Secretary, and the entire BWU team for your collaboration. Today is significant and historic, as our raison d'etre is to retool and upskill our workforce for global excellence. You heard earlier about the Ministry of Labour and Social Partnership passing the baton to us for a different kind of relationship with Coursera, which we are pleased to roll out today. Our special thanks to Minister Jordan and to PS Best. Improving our country means improving ourselves and the lives of others. Whether it is the inclusion of people with disabilities, our creatives, workers in the BEST program, training beach monitors, or this new and exciting journey we begin today with Coursera. I have the honor and pleasure of leading a small and hard-working team that demonstrates their commitment to improving us as a people and as a nation. The NTI team is leveling up to ensure we model the transformation we want to see. I therefore want to publicly thank my NTI team and the Coursera team for their model collaboration to help us meet every deadline to achieve this milestone today. It demonstrated that Coursera is the ideal partner with the ethos that aligns with NTI's view of new ways of learning and respect for diversity and cultural sensitivity. This NTI partnership with Coursera gives us access to 200 world-recognized academic institutions and universities, and over 50 industry leaders offering their credentials, including Google, who partnered with Coursera and donated a gift to Barbados. This is what the Vice President of Grow with Google said. We're proud to support the government of Barbados' effort to equip 20,000 women with in-demand skills and to offer free access to the Google Career Certificates through our partnership with Coursera. This is for you. Our partnerships, however, are also grounded in our local relationships. As we prepared for today's launch, we also held consultations with the Barbados Accreditation Council, the Small Business Association, and the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, along with other sector representatives, to ensure that their inputs are reflected in the design of our training tracks. This also included meetings with the Samuel Jackman Prescott Institute of Technology, the Barbados Institute of Management and Productivity, and the Barbados Community College, who are all already NTI partners under the BEST program. Meetings and presentations continue to stakeholders in ministries, in state-owned enterprises, and the private sector as well. In short, the social partnership. This process will continue as we expand our offerings and refine them to meet the needs of Barbados throughout the life of the project. It is therefore important on this May Day that Bajans and Coursera and that relationship moves to the next level. We currently have 20,662 Coursera learners registered across Barbados and 62,326 course enrollments. Coursera invited me to make a presentation at their international conference between April 19th and 21st. And at that conference, the possibilities for Barbados were made very clear. We are a flagship partnership that we're launching today. And we are very pleased that Coursera will not only leverage its experience in Silicon Valley and globally in both education and training space, but it will innovate together with NTI to devise new solutions for Barbados. So log on to nti.org.bb and enjoy your gateway to Coursera. Elevate your skills and elevate yourself. You have what it takes.
You have what it takes. You have what it takes to pull your foot off of the brakes of your life and accelerate towards the destiny that is your final destination. And anything less would be a total desecration of the sacred temple that you are. Because you are blessed with visions that only you can see. You've been given dreams that only you can make a reality. And to rob the world of your unique contribution would be a tragedy. Because you have what it takes. You have what it takes to take those dreams from behind your eyelids to right in front your very eyes, from the back of your mind to right in your front lawn, or anywhere you want it. Flaunt it. Your greatness is not to be kept secret. It ain't like the good cutlery that only special guests get to peek it, seek it. And when you find it, shine it like a star, a perpetual light to guide others like you, lost stars, to their rightful place in the sky. How you want to travel? How you really want to travel? We can hover light years above the earth's surface, or we can roll up in the gravel. Cause we dig our own graves and we build our own castles. So let me know if to hand you some cement blocks or a shovel. One time somebody tell me, Mr. Green, hand me a space shuttle. Hand me a space shuttle. Cause I plan to build a mansion on the moon. But why not Mars or Neptune? Do you really have what it takes to get that high? Or use just a hot air balloon? Nah, when I look in your eye, I see that you have what it takes. You have what it takes to shake off the shackles of fear and dive into the abyss of perils and risk, making mistakes and missteps, but still pumping your fist in victory. Confidence is not arrogance, and though life is full of mystery, you are not mystified. In the court of history, your ancestors have already testified that you have what it takes by their very survival. When death would have been an easy escape, your ancestors expressed their faith that you, their descendant, would one day wake and take your rightful place in the race. Firm and forceful, but full of grace. To your tongue, your ancestors taste success. Through their sacrifices, you are blessed. So nothing less than your best is required It's time to get fired up and quake all those who would underrate you. So they will never again ask if you have what it takes, because it would be obvious that you do have what it takes.
Happy Labor Day, Barbados. Every Labor Day is significant, but this year 2021 brings its own unique opportunities for transformation. Yes, it requires personal, community, and country transformation. And I know we've had 18 months of crisis after crisis, but we have largely demonstrated a resilience and a resolve that has made me proud to be a Barbadian. The tenacity, commitment, and compassion demonstrated by many of you has been inspiring and continues to give me hope. Labor Day is a good day for us to be reminded that our country can only be built with unity and with hard work towards a shared national purpose. You've heard me say over and over, when we have a common mission, we always make the journey successful. Improving our country means, therefore, improving ourselves. And the reality is that what happens to Barbados happens to all of us, because it is us, it is we who are Barbados. My commitment to you is about our national transformation and a bright future for all of us. It is about defining our future as a nation. It is about all workers, you, your opportunities unleashed, YOU. Today, therefore, is a moment of great pride for me to address you, because I do so on the basis of a collaboration between two institutions that have been charged with our transformation as a people, the Barbados Workers Union and indeed the newly formed National Transformation Initiative. 4 months after we took office, in September of 2018, I shared a vision. It was the RE program involving the retooling, the empowering, the retraining and the enfranchising of our workers at the core of our homegrown Barbados Economic Recovery Transformation Program. You all know that there's an element in there that involves comprehensive retraining of Barbadian workers in an effort to make our workforce globally fit for purpose. Indeed, on the 2nd of January 2020, I asked you all to join me on a journey, a 7-year journey, as to how we can make this country world-class in all that we do. What happened then? COVID, and now ASH. But we must always prepare for life after these crises, after COVID-19, after the volcanic ash fall, and indeed potentially after the approaching hurricane season and the rains that will inevitably come. We have, over the course of the last few months, established and developed a national people development policy for the period 2020 to 2025 that complements the strategic priorities of the National Transformation Initiative, whose principles guide the creation of a flexible and resilient workforce. What does all that mean? It means that we must use this period of disruption, of crisis, to learn the skills that we need to make us globally competitive Starbadians. And all of us know what it is to be a star. It means we must continue to have and do the following things. We must have confidence with a mindset of excellence and integrity, fairness and honesty and transparency. We must have active team players who can communicate effectively, not speak for the sake of speaking, but who understand that communication is about people understanding what is being said on both sides. We must have engaged learners with a passion for lifelong learning and a sense of responsibility. You can't stop learning along this journey. And believe you me, you have to take responsibility in life and not only talk about what rights are yours. We must have digital literacy and inspiration to find solutions, because for everything that we complain about, there is a potential solution. And in this pandemic, we have learned that digital literacy is critical, because so much of what we do has to be communicated digitally or delivered digitally. And we must be concerned citizens who are caring and respectful of each other. Last year, the Ministry of Labour and Social Partnership took advantage of the Commonwealth of Learning's offer to team up with the global company Coursera, and it facilitated free access in Barbados to 3,800 courses designed to skill and reskill citizens in the workforce recovery of Commonwealth member states. Today, I'm pleased to join the CEO of Coursera to officially launch this global flagship partnership between the National Transformation Initiative and Coursera. The partnership is designed for skills transformation, which will help us align online learning content to our Barbadian workforce and to ensure, in so doing, that we meet our labour market needs. Through this partnership, the government is pleased, therefore, to make available to all Barbadians over 20,000 opportunities in enrollment licenses, which will allow Barbadians to have an extensive online catalogue of over 4,700 courses, 1,500 guided projects that help deliver locally relevant content at scale, and indeed the opportunity for over 450 specializations. Put simply, Tanta courses for all Bajans who want to learn, to have a chance to learn. It is not for us to waste this opportunity, because with each license for 1 year, it may be used for more than one student. And therefore, over the course of the next 3 years in our partnership, we potentially have the opportunity to reskill, my friends, over 120,000 Barbadians. What will be the missing link? Your desire to be trained. What will be the opportunity for success? Your commitment to be trained. And believe you me, if we can do this as we go forward, this partnership will equip all Barbadians who want to with the skills necessary to thrive in this country and to create the resilience among our workforce that is necessary not only to fight this crisis of COVID, but to fight any future crises that will come about. In 1995, I launched as Minister of Education a white paper called Each One Matters. I want to pull back on that theme today and to tell you that each one of us matter in terms of how we're going to build out the blue economy, the green economy, the orange economy, all these colors, a lot of fancy colors. The sea, our land and environment, and indeed our creativity as a people. In addition, we've already started to train under the BEST program large numbers of tourism workers. Indeed, I believe almost 1,600 tourism workers have already received initial training, and they will continue to be trained. Coursera will create the opportunities for that skills transfer and sustainable training by giving us the content and the authoring tools to allow Barbadian subject matter as well to be created in digital content for use by us as Bajans in our own country. This is a significant departure that allows us to have homegrown content relevant to our needs as a people. In addition to this partnership, I'm so happy that Coursera is also agreeing to give us 20,000 scholarships for women and girls primarily, but also our vulnerable young men. These scholarships have a value of over $13.2 million over the course of the next 3 years. This is an investment in Barbadian people that we cannot allow to escape us. In addition to the Coursera work, you will hear me talk more and more about the citizenship module that every Barbadian adult and every Barbadian child must take, because over the course of the last 55 years, we have done well, but we can do so much better if each and every one of us knows what our obligations are as a citizen, what our rights are as a citizen, how we pursue excellence, how we maintain the integrity and the fairness and the transparency as guiding principles, and how we care about each other. Because that citizenship module will help us build the Barbadian that we want to be at best. My friends, I believe that today is a significant day, because the National Transformation Initiative and Coursera will give Barbadians an opportunity to receive a level of training and to be able to learn at a pace that we have always dreamt about in order to make our labor force more globally cutting edge in terms of its skills and attitudes. I know that we can do it. And with these tools that we are putting in place for you to be able to step up to the plate, I have every confidence that you can do it. while always remembering that what we are trying to develop is not a set of prima donnas, but a team that can make this country the best place to live, to work, to enjoy, to love, and to build wealth for the future generations who are to come. Join me in this effort in congratulating the NTI and COSERA, but above all else, I want you to remember that you are going to make their success, and you do it by simply saying yes to the training. In 1998, our great beloved poet Kamau said eloquently on Heroes Day as we established it, "We will use the rhythms of our heritage to survive the challenges of the 21st century." This time is now to use those rhythms and for you to step up to the plate and be part of this team effort. Thank you and happy Labor Day.
Barbados, we are surely not here to disappoint. And so we have Janine White with Well, I Never. And that brings us to the second mile of our journey with the General Secretary, Tony Moore, on minimum wage.
In all my life as a Bajan, eating flying fish and cuckoo with a glass of Marby, I never envisioned such a change in my life as when COVID come and hit we. Will I? Never. COVID got the place crazy. Let me explain to you how. Sanitizing, wearing your mask and social distancing, that is my Lord's prayer now. I, for one, never thought that I was inadequate until I timed myself washing my hand. 20 seconds? Jeez, that long enough, man. And you see, this mask thing, cross the eyes is the only place I ain't see people wear them yet. I see them as scarves, bandanas, earrings, and even as turtlenecks. But the social distancing, whew, that was the hardest thing for people to understand because we is crop over people. Life for we is one tightly packed minivan. Well, people don't bother with the mix up and the match up underneath me. I find the solution to social distancing very early. A good Bajan cockeye, a good hard cough or sneeze, or a wait, my gentleman or lady, you here with me? And then just find the lines on the ground and step back and act accordingly. Now, this work from home thing. I accustomed at night, packing my bag, pressing my clothes up in the morning, I could get up and go. You know, it's only when I burn my damn hand pressing the last jacket. I realize, well, you idiot. Think you working remotely from home. You know, you home your cell phone, work phone, line phone, ringing, everybody ringing at once. I just got to go in the bathroom when I fed up and I want a little silence. The online meetings, I didn't really mind myself. But this ain't no joke. Don't forget, I home at me, so most days, I only got on my wig and a petticoat. But you know, we got to be ever so thankful because they got rid enough people that ain't even working yet. And tourism take a hard blow. But you got to remember your workers' rights. Because entrepreneurship even might be the way to go. Self-employed, or even if you're salaried. Don't let anybody make you a fool. Whether you got enough certificates, or you ain't spent even a day at school. Discrimination in the workplace is a definite no-no. If you want backage, tell them the workers' union say So, now let me talk about the jab, the vaccine. I got it right here. The Pfizer, Moderna, the AstraZeneca. It could save your life, but it's your choice. I just thank the Lord that enough of we unionize, because together is the only way that we can survive. Wanna smile, I know? Just like when that minimum wage get increased about here. But remember that all of them is the battles that the union fighting for we night and day. Well, I never thought the day would come when so much things would go virtual about here, from the new normal with COVID to ash everywhere. Let me just do the right things and follow the rules so COVID can come to an end. I want to go there and dance and socialize and have a good time celebrating the 80th birthday of the union, my oldest friend. That phone bell don't ring again. Hello?
On this May Day, the Barbados Workers Union is proud that the workers of the largest security firm in Barbados have remained steadfast in their own fight for equity and fairness, and that has brought improved wages to a significant number of workers, many of whom are not even BWU members. Today, on behalf of many, I salute the workers of G4S Secure Solutions Barbados Limited, who helped the BWU to anchor previous calls of the union to safeguard the vulnerable. It was arising from a dispute between the union on behalf of G4S workers and the company over equal pay for equal work that a Lamar agreement was reached, which led to the introduction of a national minimum wage in Barbados effective April this year. The Barbados Workers Union, of course, took note of voices that rejected the move towards a national minimum, given the economic situation, they say, on the island. It was indeed sad to recognize that even some trade unionists found it best to uphold the employer's objections rather than rally for the workers' cause. Yet, the BWU very proudly remains purposeful in its call for improvement even above the recent point of settlement. For whilst the objectionists satisfied themselves saying that a minimum wage was necessary, but that the timing was bad, the BWU's view that it is always the right time to do the right thing finds support in our mission to improve the well-being of all. Why do we call for an incremental improvement to the $8.50, and in the case of security workers, the $9.25? It is because a minimum must be enough to move persons beyond simply getting by, to being able to access adequate health care, affordable housing, and to truly experience that the achievement of enfranchisement can be more than a pipe dream. If we look at housing, for instance, there are only two ways for lower wage earners to be able to access equity in property. The first, through public subsidization of private housing, for instance, through the Barbados Tenantries and Freehold Purchase Act, and more recently, HOPE, the recently announced project for home ownership providing energy. But these provide a limited source of assistance, given their capacity to reach only a small number of those who are really in need. Let's face it, no government can give to every citizen house and land at the preferred affordable price, which many seek. So the second way that lower wage earners can access property would be through minimum wage legislation to ensure that the provision is included in a worker's regular earnings for enough money to facilitate the purchase of essential food and clothing, and also for shelter and savings. The Barbados Workers Union much prefers being able to deliver wages to workers through respectful and mutual beneficial collective bargaining. But in sectors where there is very low or no unionization, notwithstanding our efforts to promote unionization, we will not leave fellow workers standing by the wayside. Fear of fallout from some employers being unable to withstand a reduction of their profit margins to meet the increased cost of applying a minimum wage is inexcusable as a basis for perpetuating disenfranchisement of our people. Indeed, it is the Barbados Workers Union's view that in the face of such a reality, we must move to prepare our workers to seize the opportunities, including the option for self-employment, of course, where it is practicable to do so. Against that recognition that this cannot be imposed on our people without the requisite training, skilling, upskilling, retooling, and preparation for an alternative approach to enfranchisement, the Barbados Workers Union has redoubled its efforts to augment the critical role it must play in education. We are confident in the resilience that training and development can offer. We are also keenly aware of the need for careful monitoring and follow-up to ensure that the minimum wage achieves all that is intended. The objective to ensure that adjustment upward is made to all levels of responsibility within companies and not just to those at the very bottom is one that we will carefully follow.
On behalf of G4S Secure Solutions Barbados Limited, I would like to wish the Barbados Workers Union, our partners, a happy Labor Day and May Day, also known as International Workers' Day around the world. May Day is a day to celebrate our workers and the unions that represent them. The time is now is a most appropriate theme given the major milestones in 2021, which include the implementation of the national and sectoral minimum wage on April 1st, and that the BWU will be celebrating its 80th year as a registered union in Barbados. Additionally, I wish to note the excellent representation the BWU has provided its members over the past 80 years, and in particular, in these unprecedented times of living with a pandemic. As a result, there's a lot to celebrate and be thankful for this May Day.
I'm here to speak to you about a special message which speaks the time is now. Now you guys could take a minute to fathom or things that you may have wanted to do now or you may have put off. I myself can sympathize with you guys because I can be a big procrastinator at times. But the time is now, whether if you're in an abusive relationship, the time is now if you didn't tell a loved one that you love them, the time is now for you to get back to God. That's the most important.
The Barbados Workers Union is doing everything it can to improve the conditions and standard of everyone. All you have to do is just hold faith and be able to get through it.
And I'm here to speak to you about the importance of coming together and being one family. Now, there are some persons or jobs here in Barbados that may be overlooked or underappreciated. But we say to you, you are not. The time is now, Barbadians. We are one. We are one family. Your concerns will not go unheard. Your problems will be our problems. Here in Barbados and the wider Caribbean, we appreciate you. We know that you are working extremely hard during the circumstances that we're in. And we say to you, do not give up hope. Do not give up the fight, because we are with you. We love you tremendously. We just want you to be ensured that we have your best interests at heart. One family, one Barbados.
Barbados, we are on our 3rd mile and heading straight to the highway with one of our favorite songs by the Water Street Boys, We Got This. But don't get weary, because Damien Marvey is asking us to push and go through. Next, we will have Dancing Africa, One Day Coming Soon.
We got this. Yeah. I have to make it. Ooh. We don't have no other choice but to be strong.
We're gonna make it.
What do you mean? I am a voice of hope, and I just wanna let you know that I believe in our strength as a people and the promise of a bright tomorrow.
And I want you to believe and trust.
I know God is watching over us, and I believe if we all come together now, everything will be alright. If we only press on,
Strengthen the bond and the ties among this generation.
unite and be one, the fight will be won.
Come on, Caribbean.
Don't worry about the circumstances, don't stress about the fears and the madness. Together we will take our chance at life and conquer it. Don't worry about the circumstances, don't stress about the fears and the madness. Together we will take our chance at life, 'cause we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Caribbean people, we got this.
We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. I am the strength within the
I know that we will rise again, and I'm sure we can lift our people.
It's a fight and we must all be shared. I can't believe this day has come.
For our sake, we must keep distance. Everyone looking out for their neighbor. Islands in the Caribbean sun.
It's time to be strong, the battle is on.
For the future of each generation. Every daughter and son united as one.
Sing on, Caribbean.
Don't worry about the circumstances. Don't stress about the fears and the madness. Together we will take our chance at life and conquer it. Don't worry about the circumstances.
Must
Don't stress about the fears and the madness. Together we will take our chance at life, 'cause we got this. We got this. Oh yeah, we got this. We got this. Oh yeah, we got this. We got this. Yeah, we got this. Caribbean people, we got this.
Hear me? Rough it tough, the dirty enough, still have to get up. Don't for me now, the giddy and we have to stand up. As virus a rush, we still can't touch, we still can't crush we. We have faith, hope, strength, protection, and the Almighty.
And we prayed up, yes, yes, we prayed up. And we stayed up, yes, yes, we stayed up. Head high full of confidence, we not keep bucket, tell them we never gave up. Big up essential workers, rest in peace, we fallen soldiers. Corona can't conquer, we West Indies, one love and unity.
Don't worry about the circumstances.
Don't worry, no.
Don't stress about the fears and the madness. Together we will take our chance at life, 'cause we got this. We got this. We got
We got this.
I would like you, members of the public who are not members of a union, to seriously think about joining a union. The union has afforded us workers in the port all the privileges that we can rightfully bargain for, and as a unit with the management. And in these trying times where we have COVID, we have the fallout from the volcano, it is even more so now needed in these times as we go forward. And as we recommit ourselves to the Barbados Workers Union or any other union, I encourage you to join the fight. As it has benefited me, it will certainly benefit you.
In view of the May Day theme for 2021, the time is now for the development of better health and safety policies and laws for workers within the transport sector. The time is now for the inclusion of transport workers in the national policies set out for gratuity. The time is now for a greater acknowledgement of the impact of this sector on the productivity of the country. The time is now for us as a country to see the great value and give full support to the thousands of essential workers within the transport sector. The time is now.
Right. We have to look for one another. We have to make sure that we get hotel workers back to work to bring back this economy. The time is right for we now to build a bigger and better Barbados for all. I thank you.
Never see so much obstacles before. I gotta pray some more. I gotta try and forget about it. I never say I'm perfect, and yes I fall, but I rise again. See, my journey will never go in vain, no, no. And that's why you gotta push and go through, you must push and go through, you must push. When my fire burns, you can see it from miles away. And the light from the flame is called my destiny. The road might be a little muddy, but I can go through like Juve. Along the way I might stumble, but remain humble. I'm not ashamed to say that yes I fall, but I rise again. See, my journey will never go in vain, no, no. Yes I fall, but I'm gonna again. See the journey. If you know what I'm talking about, sing with me. And that's how I got to push and go through, must push and go through, must push. My greatest concern is to not live in misery. So it's best I jam, cause we have a chemistry. I know it is a long, long time. This my remedy for peace of mind. And even if you stumble, just remain humble. I'm not ashamed to say that yes, I fall, but I'm gonna again. See, my journey will never go in vain. Tell me now, but I rise again. See this, if you know it, sing with me every day. And that's why you gotta push and go through, must push and go through, must push. Obstacles before. I gotta pray some more. I gotta try and forget about it. So let me go back to my jam. Yeah. So in the music, can't refuse it. Use it. And yes, I fall, but I'm gonna again. See, my journey will never go in vain. No, no. You got to push.
Criticizing Ayatollah, they criticizing Nicaragua, they criticizing Cuba, Angola and even Jamaica. You can't see the coal in their own eyes. You can't help but tell the people lies. Them me know you should unvictimize. They're so unwise, accelerate flies. That's why I say, one day coming soon, the people will wake up. One day coming soon, the people will shake up. And when they do, I'm telling you, it will be heat on the tormentors' feet. That we got them balling, crawling, sliding, even hiding, begging we to ease the weight. But it will be too late. I could see them running, falling, They're working hard against the people in the political cathedral. They're practicing distraction. Dishonesty is their salvation. The people fed up with their clap trap. The workers looking for a new cap. The youth searching now for another hat to put on their head, cause they feel like lead. That's why I said, one day coming soon, the people will wake up. One day coming soon, the people will shake up. And when they do, I'm telling you, it will be heat on the tormentors' feet that we got them balling, crawling, sliding, even hiding, begging we to ease the weight. But it will be too late. I could see them running, falling, sliding, even hiding, begging we to ease the weight. But it will be too late. We got them balling, crawling, sliding, even hiding, begging we, oh God, ease the weight. But it will be too late. I could see them running.
An underlying principle underpinning the work of the International Labour Organization, and which is at the heart of the work of the Barbados Workers' Union, is that lasting peace cannot be achieved unless it is based on social justice, grounded in freedom, dignity, economic security, and equal opportunity. The freedom or liberty we hope for is not one that imagines that there is utopia and that grievances will never arise. The liberty the BWU continues to pursue is the liberty for workers to know their rights and to be able to argue those freely. Sometimes this is achieved without even calling a strike. For instance, although it has taken some time, in very recent discussions, the Barbados Workers' Union has been able to remove the anomaly that has prevented retired workers of the Transport Board from receiving gratuity over the years. We are very pleased to announce that going forward, the situation for all retiring Transport Board workers will be regularized to see them receive their gratuity. Whilst we have been unable to correct the situation for all who have retired before, we are at least satisfied that our efforts would see over $7 million being paid in bonds to settle gratuities of former workers who have proceeded on retirement since May 24, 2018, when the current administration came to government. Mature discussions and the willingness of parties to respect and listen to each other always makes a difference. However, sometimes it becomes necessary for the BWU to call strikes, fully aware that these may result in industrial and even social dislocation as we pursue the interests of our membership. When this happens, the Barbados Workers' Union has always held the position that mature discussion and reasonable compromise are yet possible so that workers and the country as a whole would be kept at the center of the very best outcomes. With that said, it is important for us to recognize that there is not only the need for additional legislation, but for greater application and enforcement of existing legislation. The Barbados Workers' Union is concerned that penalties are low, too low to be considered seriously by many. For instance, we have the Accidents and Occupational Diseases Notification Act, where a guilty party who refuses to submit information is only liable to $500 as a fine, or a 3-month period of imprisonment. Then there's the situation of the Protection of Wages Act, where any employer who contravenes the act shall be guilty of an offense and shall be liable on conviction to a fine of $48. You heard me, $48. Then we have the Trade Union Act, where an employer who dismisses a worker or adversely affects the employment of that worker because he or she is a member of a trade union, or because the worker absents himself from work because of trade union activities, is guilty of an offense and liable on summary conviction only to a fine that does not exceed $1,000 or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months, or to both. The Barbados Workers Union is committed to addressing these and other deficiencies in our legislation, including closing many of the gaps in the Employment Rights Act. Equally, we will continue to impress upon the government the need to apply resources to give greater attention to enforcement if government is to make clear its intention and commitment to protecting workers in the labor force. That, in part, is what the Barbados Workers Union seeking a seat in the House of Assembly was all about. Comrades and friends, we are living in a time where nature is trying to teach us many lessons. Yet it seems that for many of us, these lessons remain lost on us. In the last year, we have had COVID-19. We've had dengue. And in the past few weeks, the eruption of La Soufrière imposing its ash all over our country, reminding us of just how much we need each other. For indeed, none of us can escape the devastating consequences of COVID-19 unless all of us take responsibility for fighting the pandemic. None of us can keep our homes free of ash unless all of us move to clean the ash. In a very similar way, we can't fight dengue unless there is a collective effort to clean our surroundings and eradicate mosquitoes. Ultimately, there is no ease of pressure or satisfaction for any of us where there is no acknowledgement of a common cause which can generate mutual cooperation and respect so that we all can enjoy a sustainable future. The time is now. The time is now for all of us to consider what is at stake. The time is now for us to pause and assess the benefits of alternative courses of action which may yield no results. The time is now for us to work together to rebuild, but not just to rebuild, to build back better. Workers of Barbados, citizens of Barbados, all in the hearing of my voice. Happy May Day.
We wish to take this time to acknowledge all of our sponsors for making this May Day celebration possible. We would like to thank you, CBC, Republic Bank, the Ministry of Education, the Barbados Port Inc., and Creative Juncture for all the effort and time you've placed in us in order to make this day possible. Join us on all of our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, for more festivities. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure to be your MC for today. Once again, my name is Shakita Williams, and the time for change is now.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome.